Yeah, a bit. Want to stand up? Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing a bit of a requested video on the 2021 Turbo Levo's range. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Here is our bike of choice today, the Turbo Levo 2021 Comp model. It's got 160 in the front, 150 in the rear. Not that that matters for the test today. We've got our Specialized 250 watt nominal motor, and then our 700 watt hour battery, which is obviously the most crucial component of today's test. Aside from that, everything else is pretty standard. Yeah, there's nothing too radical here, which should impact the test. 2.6 tyres. They're not tubeless because I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. So they came tubed in the shop, and basically I've just been lazy. So historically I run all of my bikes tubeless, but I'm just lazy. There we go, I said it. So the 2021 Turbo Levos come default with 3 modes. You can adjust all of these modes with the Specialized Mission Control app. But default, there's 3 modes. Eco, Trail and Turbo. So Eco obviously gets you the longest ride time with the least assistance, whereas Turbo is just all out 100% all the time sort of thing. So today what we're going to do, a lot of people have been asking for this video, so specifically they've asked for a turbo version. Now I had a look on YouTube, and as far as I can tell, the majority of people who do these tests do it in trail, so the middle of the 3. And I was considering that, but at the end of the day, if you want to see turbo, hell, we're going to do it in turbo. There's no reason why we'd do it in trail. We'll probably do, if you guys want it, we can do a trail and an eco version later on, which I suspect will take a lot longer to actually deplete the battery. But today we're just going to focus on the all-out 100% mode. So keep that in mind. Now, before we go on this ride / test sort of thing, it is important to remember that there are a lot of variables in testing how long we can get with the battery. Where I live in southern Tasmania, there are a lot of hills. It's really hard to go for an actual mountain bike ride as per se without climbing a ridiculous amount of elevation. So today we're going to focus on, we're not going to focus on the distance as much as I've noticed other videos have done. Rather, we're going to look at the bigger picture. We're going to look at the elevation, we're going to look at the distance, we're going to look at the ride time. We're going to do, I've noticed there's other videos which is just like distance only. That's the only thing they look at. But it's a bit harder to do here, and I think it would be unfair. It'd be a road ride basically. It'd turn into like a 3-hour road ride. So we're not going to do that today. We're just going to go for it. We're going to do the stock standard ride I would normally do, and just see how far we can get. Considering a lot of what we're going to do today is climbing, obviously weight is a factor which comes into it. So I'm going to give you a bit of a ballpark on how much I weigh, how much the bike weighs, and just so you know, just for comparison and contrasting later on. So the bike weighs, I'm not exactly sure how much mine in particular weighs, because I haven't weighed it specifically as yet. But it's the ballpark of, I'm led to believe, 22 kilos? It's hard. I've had a look online, and there's no definitive answer. Everyone's barking on about the Turbo SL's weight, and everyone's keen on that. Then it comes to this, and it's like no one cares. So if I'm wrong, I'll put in an annotation here, or you let me know in the comments, I'm sure. Yeah, so do pull me up on that if I have gotten it wrong, which I most likely have. So take it with a grain of salt. It's between 20 and 24 kilos. There you go. There's a blanket cover. Me, I weigh, as of right now, I weigh 71 kilos. And then obviously you've got the drink bottle, the helmet, the bike gear. So I don't know, a kilo in that. So what's that? 70, 80, 90. I'm gonna say altogether we're about 90, between 90 to 95 kilos. So which is a fair bit. It's a fair bit when you take it all into account, when you're comparing that to what, like a Tour de France climber who weighs 60 kilos and then they've got the 6.8 kilo bike. It's a big difference. So yeah, when we're doing the climbing at the end of the day, I think if you're light, you're going to be able to get considerably further. And we are off. 100% turbo, off we go. A lot of what we're going to do today is climbing. Obviously weight is a factor which comes into it. So I'm going to give you a bit of a ballpark on how much I weigh, how much the bike weighs, and just, you know, just so you know, just for comparison and contrasting later on. So the bike weighs, I'm not exactly sure how much mine in particular weighs, because I haven't weighed it specifically as yet. But it's the ballpark of, I'm led to believe, 22 kilos? It's hard. I've had a look online, and there's no definitive answer. Everyone's barking on about the Turbo SL's weight, and everyone's keen on that. Then it comes to this, and it's like no one cares. So if I'm wrong, I'll put in an annotation here, or you let me know in the comments, I'm sure. Yeah, so do pull me up on that if I have gotten it wrong, which I most likely have. So take it with a grain of salt. It's between 20 and 24 kilos. There you go. There's a blanket cover. Me, I weigh, as of right now, I weigh 71 kilos. And then obviously you've got the drink bottle, the helmet, the bike gear. So I don't know, a kilo in that. So what's that? 70, 80, 90. I'm gonna say altogether we're about 90, between 90 to 95 kilos. So which is a fair bit. It's a fair bit when you take it all into account, when you're comparing that to what, like a Tour de France climber who weighs 60 kilos and then they've got the 6.8 kilo bike. It's a big difference. So yeah, when we're doing the climbing at the end of the day, I think if you're light, you're going to be able to get considerably further. So just a little heads up. So we're at about 400 meters elevation and about 4k, which is what, 100 meters per kilometer straight from the car. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. One thing I do want to say is that regardless of this test being done in turbo the whole way, I think it is worth pointing out that I haven't actually done a ride in turbo the whole way, and I don't think the majority of people would. So generally I just use trail mode, so you know, 50-50, sort of that middle ground. But yeah, so I'm not expecting to get incredibly far with 100% battery being used, but we'll see. Oh, this is a bit tiring on the old lungs. It's I'm still putting in, as you can probably tell, on the uphills just to get a workout. But again, this proves that you can have an e-bike and still get puffed out. You can still have a workout. You're not saying goodbye to fitness if you don't want to. We're on 70% at the moment, 70% battery level. We've done about 9 kilometers. So, you know, in comparison to other videos that you'll see where they go test how far they can ride, we're a lot behind. I think I watched some video on Turbo Levo, I can't remember who did it, but that was last year's model in trail, and I saw they got about 60k, 500 meters of elevation. We're at about 600 now. We're at 8k or 9k, so we're a bit behind. But in saying that, we have been in turbo the whole time. That's the key to this video. I've got to remember we're on 100%. We're not going easy. We've got about 50% battery left. Gone about 16 kilometers, and I reckon, what, 1,000 meters of climbing? Oh, 40% now. Yeah. And this thing won't run out. We're still on 60%. I thought, you know what, we're gonna go up this. This is incredibly steep, and it'll smash the elevation out. And we'll really put the motor under some strain. You can just, well, I suspect you can tell how steep this thing is, considering we're going full gas and we're not actually making up, or we're not getting anywhere. I suspect on the camera it looks slow as. This has a lot of 20% sections in it, so this should really put the battery to the test. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Well, normally we ride across here, but we've got a bit of an inconvenience, so we might have to detour. We've got about 50% battery left. Gone about 16 kilometers, and I reckon, what, 1,000 meters of climbing? Oh, 40% now. Yeah. That was cool. What was that? Look at this. Oh, yucky. Well, back up again for the, what, 6th time? It's starting to rain on me. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd wish it to go flat. 30%. Now, this is like the 5th time riding up this thing. I'll post this ride on Strava and I'll link it in the description. Just so you can have an explore yourself on what I've actually ridden. Oh. Ooh, it's a bit chaotic. We've just hit 20%, getting to the pointy end. I think one of the best things about this ride is that I'm still on my temporary loan battery while the warranty battery comes. And it's actually come in today. So I'm going to fully deplete this battery and bring it in for the swap. But I feel a bit bad actually. I feel like I should fully charge it. I feel guilty giving them a battery on 0%. Like even half charge I'd feel okay with, but 0? It's just bad vibes. But we're gonna do it anyway. Stuff them. You know what? The weather's turning not very ideal, so in an effort to quickly finish this, we're going to go at that bastard climb again. Try to use this final 20% up. And now we've done about an hour 50 riding, and that's about 26k, all 100% on the highest mode. And my bike is absolutely disgusting. You can hear the mud grinding. But we're not going to end the ride until we get back to the car, because obviously the descent counts in this situation. So keep at it. Alright, we've hit 10%, and I'll just pull up here so you can have a look. But what happens is we've got a red. Normally this is blue, but it turned red. I've never seen that. I've never actually ridden it to 10% before, so I guess red is bad. And we're done. Yeah, it's still indicating we've got one bar left, but we're not really getting much. So I suspect that it's sort of like background powering, like when phones go flat but they've still got battery. I think it's sort of like that. So we're going to head back. There's some flat sections, so if there is battery left, we'll use it up. Oh, we don't have much. I can hear that it's going, but we're not really producing, I don't think, any more than I'm pedaling. My output sort of matches this, I think. One thing I will say with this bike is that everything seems to be more exaggerated. This is just a throw, this is nothing to do with the video, but everything seems to be, you got to put more exaggeration into every skill or ride you do. Just on e-bikes in general. Ooh. Ooh, it's not as flat as I remembered riding back to the car. This bike, it handles great without the battery too, I will say. Downhill, there's no change. And in terms of pedaling it, it's actually not too bad, aside from the weight, with the motor turned off. You just have to be patient, I think. So yeah, that's that. The end of the ride, we got about 30 kilometers, 2 hours moving time, and the important one is we got 1,800 meters of climbing, almost 1,900, which is a fair bit. We're a bit dirty. I can go in and get my new warranty battery now. That's pretty much it for today. Hope you liked it. Next time we'll have to try trail mode and eco mode when the weather's a bit better and we've got a bit more time. But until then, be sure to give us a like if you enjoyed the content. Comment if you want any other videos, because I'm not like, I can't just magic these. Like this one today was actually suggested. And subscribe to see future videos. So until then, have fun.